All right, somebody
All right,
grab
let's
the
give it a try.
chat
Part
and
two.
everything. Guys, sorry about all this. We'll give it a few minutes for everybody to grab the new link.
Yeah, list. And then I'll throw it in the Facebook group.
Yeah, man.
I just got notified.
Nice. We're live right now. Just wait.
Shit there. Okay, there we go.
Josh, is that an actual is that a baseball hat? I can't tell if that's a baseball hat. Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was one of those douchey Boston fucking looks like a triangle kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
Like a newsboy cap.
Yeah, I fucking hate those. I hate them so much.
I got one of them too.
Boston douchebags like, hey kid, what's going on? Let's go get some fucking coffees. Kill a couple of fucking beers. It'll be wicked pisser.
Yeah. Let's have a wicked bowl of cheddar.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate.
Go park the car so we can go get some cheddar.
Park the car.
Talk to Cat.
You've got like some weird.
Yeah, by the way, Nick, that was great. You got that shit live. That was fucking wonderful. I love it. Hi, everybody. We're back. Yeah. Come on, join the crowd. Everyone's in. Oh, look, KJ's in. Hello, KJ.
Hey, Boston, fellow Boston Pete. Massachusetts Pete, really?
Matt, would you refer to yourself as a masshole?
Yes. He's a
No, because that's like
taking
somebody who's like proud to be a fucking douchebag. Like you go out of your hey kid, this fucking coffee ain't got 5 fucking sugars in it. What the fuck? You know, like that's like the typical.
Anything over 3 is too much.
Anything over 1 is too much. Like I want the pure, refined blackness that is coffee. I don't want. If I wanted milk, I'd order a fucking milk. If I wanted sugar, I'd order sugar. No, I want a fucking coffee black so I can drink it and enjoy it and not poop my pants.
Hey, look, if sugar is what makes you poop your pants when you drink coffee,
no,
I'm fucked.
Yeah, that's all it does for me. It doesn't give me energy anymore.
Coffee?
Yeah.
No. I don't get.
I'm trying to wrap my head around like you saying, what's wrong with being a douche and being proud of it? I don't get it. I'm trying to understand.
Russ takes that personal, Matt. Come on, man.
See, Russ is a asshole.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it, dude. What the fuck?
He's a
but I mean,
I'm not from a now.
So a douche goes out
to Manassas to be a masshole.
Yeah, Matt, don't walk it back. Russ is
I'm an
No, so here's the thing.
I'm an asshole.
If you fucking if you're a douche to somebody who's just like you know, I'm out here making coffee for you people for like $7 an hour and whatever, and you go out of your way to be a fucking you go out of your way you're looking for that confrontation. You're a fucking asshole.
My sons, man, like they just say some out of pocket stuff because they're kids and they don't know any better. That's kind of how I look at Russ, you know. Like
so up here, people don't fucking play around. I mean,
I'm just messing with you, man.
Hey, I do have to apologize for earlier. Apparently, Anna came down and said that I didn't really pay attention. I guess I called Mary, like Jesus' mom, a bitch. I need to apologize to you.
You did.
Just people.
That's why I was bugging up.
Yeah, I'm totally sorry.
I ain't apologizing.
I was like,
fucker.
I mean, I feel bad because I don't want
well, somebody did.
I mean, hey, check the chat. God might be watching.
Cue the sad Hulk music as the one super religious realm member just walks off into the sunset in search of G.I. Joes.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you, man.
Fuck you guys.
Without his G.I.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is, man. It fucking is what it is.
Yeah, you know, hey. She was what she was. Anyway. We'll go with that.
She was a
And I'll
hooker.
She was.
He's
Damn.
like, yeah, he's like, let me apologize.
I didn't mean that.
Just immediately.
She
Sounds
was
like,
a
and I'll
hooker.
like leading him on with little breadcrumbs.
Yeah, he's like, let me apologize.
He stands under the bench with the fucking anvil over his head.
She
Sounds
was
like,
a
and I'll
hooker.
like leading him on with little breadcrumbs.
Yeah, he's like, let me
He
apologize.
stands under the bench with the pulls the lever. Here comes the anvil. Here comes fucking Russ's head. Ba-boom!
We've been doing this for 2 years, man.
We're just saying, Wile E. Coyote. What the fuck?
Yeah, you kind of are, dude.
Essentially.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years.
He fucking stands up. His head is
God
flat.
damn,
He just
man.
pulls one of these.
Your mother was a
I
hooker.
wish I could say now that I wish I could say now that I know it won't happen anymore, but we all know that's just not true. So,
Your mother was a hooker, and I never
well, Lauren,
loved
get
her.
out of here.
You were an accident. We said you were a present from the Lord. We lied.
That's Joseph. That was Joseph just going off. He's like,
Nick's reminiscing about shit his dad told him when he was a kid.
Yeah, man. Part of that was what he said to me.
God,
Wow.
that is
Oh,
so
yeah,
fucked
man.
up.
This should be.
I
This
told
show
that
you guys
story-
need to.
Hey, you write what you know, and he's told me that story.
I told that story on a Breaking the Mold.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my fucking dad got drunk on
Oh,
Christmas
God.
and was like, "I never loved your mother."
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Oh
I mean,
my
what do you
God,
say?
I think you guys need to
that is so
rebrand
fucked.
and just start calling this Masterpiece
God.
Therapy Piece.
Oh yeah. Every couple weeks
Dude, this is
we get somebody's issues out on the table.
Matt. You have no
Oh, yeah,
idea.
for sure, man.
You have no idea how much of a therapy session this is for a lot of us at times.
Yeah,
oh my
I get
God,
it.
it's
I get it.
insane.
I get,
It's
especially
insane. You know?
especially now, it's hard to feel connected to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it, you know, I
Yeah,
know.
I just like
Yeah, dude, and it's like during
Well,
all of this like uncertainty and craziness, this has been like the one consistent thing. You know,
Right.
wait since March,
true.
every Friday night,
Yeah.
and now
Josh, eye.
Oh.
Look at Josh, I love it. Josh, you have pretty eyes, Josh. I'm just saying. They're pretty. Look at the color. Look at that. That's beautiful. You have beautiful eyes.
I
They
do.
are so beautiful, Josh.
Oh,
They do. I know.
do.
I know.
If you're trying to make
great.
me uncomfortable, Russ, it doesn't bother me because
I'm
I know
not.
you're fucking
I'm
right.
I'm serious.
Hey,
You have beautiful
I may be
eyes.
fat.
won't
I
look
may be fat, but I am a handsome son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
You do.
So-
You're also not
Before I
wearing
was,
a
I just say
before
pretty
I
eyes.
was, before I was
Easy.
fat, before I was fat, I
Yeah.
made plenty of women moist, sir. So I'm just.
You know
saying.
what? You had to go there, didn't you?
I did.
Ah,
You should have. You
you
should
couldn't say
have never.
wet. You couldn't say creamy.
Ew.
Well,
Creamy.
So Russ, let me.
some of them afterwards.
You
Russ,
should have kept.
Russ, if you want something creamy, I mean, yeah, that's not normal.
Yeah, you probably want to get that looked
I
at.
don't know.
we need to go to the doctor.
Monostat.
Chicks discharge. Chicks discharge some
All
crazy
right,
shit. You never know what
this
you're talking about,
was-
dude.
This was Masterpiece Shit Piece Theater, and it used to be on the Realm of
I'm
Collectors
sorry.
channel.
Sorry,
But
KJ.
Jesus fucking
I
Christ.
apologize. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, you
We're
know,
already on thin ice as it is. You
never
fuck.
mind. I just know there's no way to save it. Fuck it.
Well, don't keep trying to fucking drive over the cliff. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not. I'm stopping. Shutting up. Just smiling.
He's like, let me stop. Let me stop. But dude, that's how you get Russ. You just get him to keep going and keep talking, and then he
Right,
just
and he wonders why I think he's very Wile E. Coyote, reminiscent.
Oh
yeah,
God.
you just get him to keep going. He is his own worst enemy.
Oh God, I'm just gonna sit here and watch the burying.
They're gonna. Any minute now, Dust is gonna send us a message and go, "You're done." Clip.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Back
let's
to the
not try
MPSP
for it.
channel.
Let's not try. Let's not try to make that happen.
let's just please don't kick us off. We're okay. I'll stop talking
God.
about things. It's all good. I won't use the.
Hey,
No, I'm not gonna say.
Anybody watch that Transformers War for Cybertron Siege series that debuted Friday morning?
Yeah,
You know what?
Thursday
That was
morning?
a professional fucking transition, Josh. I liked it. Anyway.
I had to. No, anyway.
Yeah, no, anyway.
No, I watched the first 2 episodes. You know what? Like a lot of people, like I saw a lot of people blowing up about it. I kind of dug it. You know,
Yeah.
like some of the voice acting was a little off, but like whatever.
Some of it was downright cringy, though.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the story, like I like where they're going with like kind of the IDW kind of, you know,
Cybertron. That's important to me, man.
right. And it's not
Yeah.
it's not a story about Transformers saving humans, or you know what I mean? Like it's the Transformers being Transformers versus, okay, we have these Transformers and Marky Mark. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was terrible. I
know what you mean. Just
I think it got a lot of hate that it really didn't deserve.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I think
there's no people around, which I like.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a strength of it. And you know, Russ, you and I were kind of talking about this. Like, I kind of judge it like it's a kid's cartoon, you know. But I do like that they're. I think with the tone, they're trying to throw like adults a bone.
Yeah,
which
I agree.
You know,
I agree. I agree.
I wasn't.
They killed a lot of motherfuckers off, dude.
Yeah, and I thought that was cool. I like that tone. I wasn't crazy about it. You know, I could definitely see why people liked it and why people didn't like it. I think for me personally, I think it's going to be a chore to get through like the rest of it. But I'm not. I'm bad. I don't know how to say, because it's like for cartoons, you know, there's been some really good cartoons that have been geared towards kids. You know, like I'm just in, like Gargoyles is an
Gargoyles.
Example. Yep. You know, and like a newer one would be Young Justice. I think that show's fantastic, and it's a kids cartoon. You know, so I do have a high standard because it's a reachable standard. You know, but yeah, I didn't hate it. You know, I watched the rest of them. No, I'm not the biggest Transformers fan, anyways. So
yeah, same.
Say too much.
Now, can I ask you guys a spoiler? Do we see Cup? Is Cup in the show?
I've only watched like
I don't remember seeing Cup.
Episodes, so I
Josh finished it. I think he might be the only one.
Yeah, I finished it. I finished it too. No,
if there's not been a Siege or Earthrise figure shown,
okay,
you haven't
they
seen
are not in the show.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, some figures that have been teased that have not been released yet are in it.
Okay.
But yeah, there's nothing that's going to spoil any upcoming toys, and it's all
My whole problem with
sorry if that's a major spoiler or anything.
No.
I think it's kind of a given, right?
Yeah. My whole thing with it is the sound mixing, like.
Yeah, I watched it with subtitles, so I didn't catch this, but
like the dude that they got to do Optimus Prime's voice is doing like 3 different voices for Optimus Prime. He's like doing,
he is, dude. Fuck yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's doing like an Armada one, right? And then later on in the show, he's doing like a bad Peter Cullen impression, and then it's back to the Armada.
Agreed.
One, and then it's a mix of the two. It's really distracting. I didn't like.
And then
that.
when he raises his voice, it's just cringy yell when he raises his voice.
Yeah, that I
It's
did.
like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
that's. I agree with that. That
like
that would be my biggest complaint too.
The thing is like I'm going to go back and watch it with headphones on to see if like that evens out like the sound mixing. So I've only got 2 channels, so it's not having to decode anything to see if maybe I enjoy it more like that. But like it was, the sound was so inconsistent that like I could only get through like 1.5 episodes.
See, I noticed that, but I was kind of like, it was the end of my day, and I was kind of like already kind of gassed, and I just kind of put it on for, to kind of almost fall asleep to. Because like you, Sam, Transformers aren't my main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have some guy I love Cup. Like I just love that character archetype, and I'm interested to see if they kind of follow like what they did in IDW with him. I do like the IDW vibes, and I also like Bobby brought it up. The opening scene is Bumblebee
and Wheeljack.
And Wheeljack.
Oh,
like,
cool.
That's kind of an homage to G1.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool,
Yeah, but it wasn't like recreating that scene, so I get that. I like that.
Yeah.
Those vibes.
No, okay. Now, I am probably one of the oddballs, but I liked what they did with Bumblebee as far as the beginning.
I agree.
Like spoiler alert,
I did too. It's like my
I kind of like,
hey, like he can, and like he can talk, which I like.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
really
a plus.
good, really good.
Because I could see them just going with that movie.
And they did that in the other cartoons too. Like
like Prime is good as Prime was.
Yeah, they made him kind of edgy, a little more edgier. Like he's like this little stupid, little annoying Bumblebee. He's kind of got a little bit of an edge to him.
Right,
he's like he's a survivor. He's been
he's like I'm just out
yourself,
here. Yeah, exactly. I thought that was the first characterization of Bumblebee that I wasn't automatically like, when is he going into the fucking car cracker?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
True. I kind of dug that direction.
Yep.
I thought it was cool. I like that Prime. Prime's trying to give him the whole spiel, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck off, Prime."
Yeah,
I think he has no like.
Yeah, Bumblebee was like,
I don't know. I kind of. Yeah. It's like, look, I'm not in it for your little fucking revolution. I'm fucking, I'm just trying to get a nut, dude. So I'm
trying to get by, dude.
Mm-hmm. I'm just a little squirrel, in this world trying to get a nut.
Yep.
Now, Bobby had said when he talked about it was a character that he liked was Alita 1. Now, I got to tell you guys, I found Alita 1 to be annoying. Maybe I'm one of the oddballs, but the way she would speak to, it was like Prime.
The way she just kept drawing down on Bumblebee the whole time was just kind of annoying.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was Bumblebee, I'd be like, either fucking you point that somewhere else or you pull the fucking trigger.
Yeah, I mean, that
was
a little
bitch.
much.
Like, what's up, bitch? I got something in my teeth. What's up?
You're pointing that gun at me like I owe you Energon. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, man.
I'm not that far.
I agree.
I'm not that far into it, but like what I did see, and there again, guys, like I'm not the diehard Transformer guy. I liked what I saw.
Yeah.
I really did. It's the first. It's the first Transformer media that I've really been into since the IDW books.
Oh, cool.
Like I've been reading the new one, and it actually got good to me. Anyways,
I'm
around like 18.
Nick,
I stopped at like 14. So
yeah, I stopped at 12.
I was the same way. I was like, I'm gonna give this a year, and it still sucked.
Nick, I wish I had that amount of commitment, man.
No, I went back after I saw an interesting cover for 19 or 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I went back and read back, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what pays off here. This pays off here. You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
I mean,
that's the tough thing because it's nice when a book, especially an ongoing one like that, gives you those payoffs, but you got to have something that gets you.
You got
to,
you got to keep me interested.
Yeah,
but I know there's a steak coming, but give me some banging bread until I get my steak. But
the thing is you can't expect people to play along for 18 months now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially now, man. And especially with books, how often,
rebooted.
They get rebooted, or a new creative team gets pulled in, and it's what do you think? What do you think would be the average time for a creative team on a book, Nick? 12 issues? Something?
I would say a year.
I would say minimum 6. Anywhere from 4 to 12, yeah.
Yeah.
But
you have your
8 to 10.
You got your anomalies like
Yeah.
Snyder, Capullo, just on
Jason
anything
Aaron.
you're doing. Jason Aaron, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jason Aaron basically does like 25 episode like series.
Arcs.
Yeah, like seasons. I mean, how long was he on Thor?
Oh shit.
I mean, he was on that for a while.
But he's doing Avengers right now, and that's been fun. Donnie Cates is on Thor, and Thor has been like an acid trip gone wild.
Yeah, Thor is fucking wild right now.
Yeah.
Thor's always been one of my favorites, and I don't know how I feel. The X books have been ups and downs. Some of them are great, and some of them are fucking awful.
I still haven't read past House and Powers, man. I'm like, ugh. I'm just in a weird spot with them because like I like those so much.
Yeah,
it's like I'm good. You know, like I think this is, and it's like I just like it's almost as if I want to like just continue in my head. You know what I mean? Like
write your own story. I get it.
Yeah.
No, I mean they're not bad. The books aren't bad. They're very up and down, and the quality varies from X-Men to X-Force like it always did. And to me, I don't know about you guys, I've always been a big X-Men fan, and the X-Men books that I loved were the X-Men just doing regular people shit. Yeah. Like the X-Men going to the fucking mall, or the X-Men just interacting
their yearly baseball game, and then
those are the best books. There got to be a point with the X-Men books in the 90s when I stopped reading comics for a long time, where it was just all this crossover shit. It was like, to get the story, you'd have to buy fucking 9 books a month, and it was just real money grabby, it felt like. Yeah. And it was always, they'd have the 2 big yearly events that went nowhere, that really resolved nothing. Professor X died again. Oh boy. Man. Wait a year and he'll be back.
Well, I mean, just as much as you're right, I still love that whole lead up and the actual Age of Apocalypse event.
I'll give you that.
Love it. The lead up to it,
right?
And the fallout from it wasn't as good. The fallout wasn't, but the whole event itself was amazing.
And don't get me wrong, there were some events that were really good, but I think those are the anomalies and not the like the
not
Age
the standard.
Yeah, like the Age of Strife shit was terrible. There was just a lot of bad storylines in those 90s books, and I couldn't fuck with them anymore. I just said, I'm fucking done. And then you got Gambit.
What are you about to say, Nick?
Matt, have you been reading Empire?
I haven't.
Okay.
The book I have been reading that consistently, that's fucking amazing, is The Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, Immortal Hulk, yeah.
That's the best title Marvel's been putting out for the past 2 fucking years.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
Immortal Hulk is good.
I've been trying to pick that out there.
2.5 really, because it doesn't drop every month consistently.
Yeah, if they get a certain number of new readers each month, Nick gets a check, man.
Yeah.
He's always
well, he ain't wrong. I'll cut him a check if he pushes that book, because you start reading it and you're like, wow, this is a different fucking take on Hulk. I've never seen this shit before. Yeah. And then you start reading it and you're like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Is this good? Is it not good? And then you just hit a point where you're like, no, this is like that next level. This is that next level.
Amazing.
Yep.
I've always they found a way to make Hulk a lot more interesting, in my opinion. I mean, he's interesting, but it's like, they a lot of new twists on it, and I think that there's like a lot of new, and also the art that's really good, dude. God,
and Alex Ross covers don't hurt either.
No,
they're beautiful, and they sell you right away, and it's like, god damn, it's Nick's the one that got me to go back and read that shit, and I was like, I wanted nothing to do with it first, and that's how I read I got issue 1 and 2, and I was like, oh, I got sucked in. So
yeah.
The reason I wanted to talk about Empire a little bit, and I won't spoil the whole thing. I'll basically what it is Hulkling from the Young Avengers is a Kree Skrull hybrid. So he has brought together the Kree and Skrull empires both under his heel. And so they're coming towards Earth, and they're about to lay waste to something. So that's what the basis behind
the toilet.
Yeah,
they're gonna lay waste to a toilet.
So that's what
they're gonna stop and get Popeyes in Ohio.
Yeah,
stop and get Popeyes in Ohio or Illinois.
I've read that story, Josh.
It doesn't end well for anyone.
No,
I mean,
so
let's that story. Whew.
Oh, Josh, I didn't get your opinion, by the way, on the Transformers show. What do you? I didn't hear everything all you have to say about it. What do you think? I'm dying to hear your opinion on it.
If I had to assign it a grade based on the
what would you say?
Well, the voice acting is bad. I don't think any of the voice
is all of it bad?
I think all of it.
You don't think any of it's good
compared to other animated shows? Compared to other animated shows and other mediums in anime, yes, the voice acting is.
I like Bumblebee.
The sound engineering is not great. The story, some of the story is very, very bad. Some of it's ho hum, some of it's all right, and there's a couple of really good story parts. I'm not going to spoil anything and say anything about what the best story was. But there's more bad that outweighs the good to bring it down to less than average. So I would have to give it a C-.
Now, would you say that it's some of the better Transformers media?
It's the best thing that we've gotten since Transformers Prime.
Okay.
But it's not as good as Prime. It's not as good as animated. It's nowhere near as good as Beast Wars. I would say it's better than Cyberverse, but I don't even think it's as good as
Prime is up here.
I don't think it's as good as G1.
You don't think it's as good as G1, really?
No. Well, there's only 6 22-minute episodes. It's only 2 hours of content.
Yeah,
I think the first 5-episode miniseries of G1 is better than this.
Ooh. As much as I love you, Josh, I gotta disagree with that.
As personal opinion, and that's all well and good. There are some good, strong elements to this, and they pulled those directly from IDW, and that's the only reason I'm giving it a C-, or else I'd give it a B-.
I agree.
Okay, that's that.
I think you're right. I definitely noticed IDW influence on it for sure.
I don't hate it though. I just don't think it's as good as the animation was fucking awful. I'm sorry. The animation. It's funny. If you look at the animation, it's very, very flat, and everything's pretty because they're made off of the toy CAD renders.
Yeah.
But the way they're animated, all this natural movement and flowing instead of like armor stuff moving, it looks like this piece of straight armor should not bend and bow and twist this way. I don't care. It's ugly. It's very unsightly and unsettling, and it pulled me out of it. So therefore, that's why I say the animation is ugly.
Yeah, because that's strange. Because I noticed that in another.
It took them 18 months from the announcement to the release of 6 22-minute episodes that have that much fundamentally wrong with them.
Yeah.
Dude, that kind of is
don't give me high hopes for the next 2 parts. Which
I don't think it's like
they said this is chapter 1, and I think chapter 2 will probably be Earthrise, and chapter 3 will be whatever they follow that with.
2024 when the toy line's dead, fucking done. I guess.
Now, do you guys think they didn't put a lot of money into this, and they just kind of rolled the dice? Let's see what we get, and they gave it a limited budget.
Yeah.
I think there was a limited budget, but they definitely rolled the dice because Rooster Teeth is the people that did this. Now, Rooster Teeth, they've done a lot of shit with the Halo, the black or the red and blue, red versus blue.
Yeah.
So, and they've done a few movies and everything, but if I am one of the hottest toy manufacturing companies on the planet with one of the most popular franchises in the world, because let's be fair, and I'm encompassing everything Transformers. I mean, with the Bayverse movies, everything, it's fucking popular as fuck around the world.
I disagree there. I disagree. I think we're in a collection of people who are
we're in a niche pocket. I agree,
right.
But I think the franchise itself is a lot bigger now since the Bayverse than it was. It's huge now. I mean, the Bayverse was a multi-billion-dollar spawning fucking franchise.
Yeah, but I mean, how many of those people just went to see some fucking robots smashing some shit, eat a bunch of fucking milk duds, and scowl on some,
right?
I'm sure, but it's still the brand awareness. It's still a popular franchise, one of the more popular ones in the world because of it in pop culture. What I'm saying is, it's big enough to where Hasbro could have paid a little bit more money to a better known studio.
Yeah,
Voltron is not as big worldwide as Transformers is.
100%.
DreamWorks,
good man,
did a wonderful job with that series, Legendary Defender.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing compared to Legendary Defender. Can't hold a candle to it.
Yeah, and Josh, I did some research on that production company, and I found out that roosters don't even have teeth, man.
So, I know.
They don't. What were you going to say, Nick?
What?
What were you going to say, Nick?
I forgot.
Right.
No,
the
one I kind of wanted to move it back to comics real quick, though.
Okay.
Like what I was talking about with Empire.
All right.
With that event, Marvel has already spoiled what their next event is.
Dude, they do that, man.
And it's Null. It's the symbiote god coming back, and like they basically said that this event is like the precursor to that one. So it's like you're going from one event straight into another one. They're not giving you a break.
Nick, I feel like that's what they've done at least Marvel now, right?
Yeah.
I feel like when is there not a Marvel event going on?
Yeah.
Right. I'm over it. I'm over the events, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm listening to you guys and Nick or whoever is like, hey, look, check this out, I'm gonna wait till it's in trade because I don't want to fucking hunt down all the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I support comic book stores. I go to support a local guy who's actually in the realm. Shout out to Slade. I support his shop.
I met Slade.
Yeah. Yep, I support his shop, so I don't buy trades typically. I go down once a month. He's got my pulls and I read my books. But if there's a big event, unless I hear it from somebody that I trust and like Nick, like you got a good comic book head on you. So if you're like, hey dude, check this out, I'm gonna check it out. Other than that, I'm going to get my regular pulls and probably not read those books if they really involve the overarching
bunch of
plot.
crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Before you, I just want to mention, talk about Slade. When we went to TFCon in Reston, I had just got done checking in. That whole fiasco. He just, as soon as I turned around and started walking over after I'd bumped into Dom and a few of the other guys, turned around and he's standing right there. He's like, hey, how's it going? And he knew who I was. And I just kind of like blew me away because I wasn't familiar with him. I didn't post anything in the ROC or anything.
No.
He's like, yeah, I'm Slade. And I was like, that's your name? Your actual name is Slade? And that's not a nickname? He's like, yeah. I was like, it's fucking cool.
He's like, also go by Deathstroke.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. But he just, wife and kid hadn't even made it in from the parking garage yet, and he just came up to me and introduced me, and I thought that was really cool of him. And
he's a good dude. He's a nice
dude. I got to talk to him a little bit. So yeah,
he's a good dude.
That's awesome that he is a local guy for you.
Yeah.
For his business.
He didn't know who I was because I'm not a superstar like Josh, but he was just like, he just walked up and was like, "Hey man,
dude, I've been internet famous."
Yeah, dude, I got a couple of them.
Shit, I still got that pen. I got that Leffen Prince Adam pen right here.
They're in my
collection. I got the Tarn. Well, Cal got the Tarn one.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good dude, and comics are very important to me. They've been there like in some really dark points in my life, just to get away and like read these books and like, wow, I wish I could be a hero like X or whatever. And I don't want to see that medium going away. And I really think it's going to rather shortly.
Unfortunately,
I don't think it's going to go away. I don't
think it's going to go away. It's going to grow smaller.
It's going to go digital. And
I don't know, man. Because I feel like there are comic book, again, it's like I've said this before, but I feel like the comic book shops that, at least around me, do really well. They have like a calendar of events.
Right.
They have a shit ton of tabletop gaming, basically, is what it is.
Right.
And I feel like that's the model to be lucrative.
Even that though, I'm more of a tabletop gaming guy. Like that's kind of like really my nerd pocket. And those stores go out of business all the time. And I just, the shit with comics is they keep between the reboots and the reinventing of characters and not really coming up with new material. Like people aren't going to buy the books, man,
Yeah. And it is tough, I think, to even with that to kind of find jumping on points. Like I'm reading Dark Knight's Metal right now, and I do feel somewhat lost. Just because I had, there's footnotes and things, and I appreciate that, but man, it's hard to think of, for me at least, like what was the last thing I picked up, and was just like I could just pick just that up and read it by itself,
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare, and I think we're gonna see Marvel, if there's a DC, just doing trades. Yeah. Like, so you will get a book maybe every 6 months or every year where it's Wolverine and it's, what would be a year's worth of Lucy's just comprised in that, like trade paperback.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's what I think.
That'd be awesome. I fucking love that.
But see, like what I think they'll do to piggyback on that idea is they would go digital first with the Lucy's. Yeah. So you go digital first, and then at the end of the year, those digital, then you publish that trade.
There'd be like an incentive to go digital because you get it before everybody else.
Yeah.
Right.
That's an interesting model, Nick.
I can't read comics digitally. There's just like I'm too old school. Like I need to carefully wipe off my fucking greasy hands
it's
and
like make child thing to me, man. I need to hold
it and make sure they're clean and hold it just so I'm not and I read comics. I don't collect comics, and there's kind of a difference. And it's just that feeling, and I feel like a kid again, and reading these amazing stories, and it just. I don't want to see that go away, and that's why I go out every month and I give my local comic guy my business because I don't want it to go away. You know what I mean?
I
don't buy as many comics, but I definitely hit up my local guy.
That's where I go for trades. I buy trades pretty much exclusively, but I do buy them.
Yeah, I buy other things in my comic shop. I buy
mine has figures
like these, toys, these miniatures that I get.
A lot of my
for my model kits, my Gundam kits. He has a Bluefin distributor.
Oh no shit!
Just through Bluefin, so any Gundam kits I want that he doesn't have, he can order direct for me. So
that's awesome.
I can get Gundam kits from him. Any Bandai model kit actually, but he's also got started carrying figure arts and shit, so I can get things special ordered. But the biggest thing I buy off of him, fucking paints. He's my guy for Citadel paints, and
that's like
minis. I buy a shitload of minis from him.
And Josh, it's like how it is. Like you could go on Amazon and you're like, I need a red and a green, and you buy 2 paints. But like when you're in there in the shop, it's so easy to spend $35.
Dude, it's more expensive to buy at Amazon than it is through somebody that retails it.
Dude, that's the thing. Like
this costs $4.25 for this pot of paint in the store. This same pot of paint would cost you about $7.50 on Amazon.
Yeah, but like for me, it's like the opposite. Not because of the set prices, but because when I'm in person in the store, I'm like, here's what I need. But I'm like, I could use this. I could
shade.
I always buy.
Yeah, and
I always buy about 5 or 6 colors at a time.
Impulse buys on the paint.
$37.50, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, I do it to build up my color catalog, and that way I always have specific colors. Every time I go in, I buy 5 or 6 new colors.
Do you guys have the app?
No.
You mean this app?
I know Josh.
This
Josh
app
has
here?
sent it to me a few times.
That's a worthwhile app to have, not only for the it's the Citadel color something.
Let me turn down my brightness. It's called Citadel Color,
and it's a good. It has number one. It has a catalog, so you can not a catalog, but you can say, okay, I got this color, I got that color, I have this color. Because what I do is I end up grabbing colors, and and then I'll go home to my toolbox and I'll be like, fuck, I already had 4 of them. Right. It also gives you color, like, okay, you're going to base coat this color. You're going to highlight with this color. You're going to wash with this color. It's really, and it costs $0.
It's free. Like you paint by color, paint by model. And like you go in and it has your colors. Like Matt was saying, okay, so you just want to paint a green, right? Well, what shade of green? Spirit green. Green, drab green, moss green, emerald green, ghostly gray, forest green, blue green, and it tells you sea green, ethereal green. Let's go with emerald green, right? That looks nice and bold, right? So you click on it, and it tells you the colors you need to get it battle ready, and it's got both classic and contrast styles. So for classic, it says base with log flesh, shade it with Nuln Oil, and it's battle ready. But if you want to get it parade ready, which means, up to looking really good, you layer it with Warpstone Glow and layer it with Moot Green, and then you can highlight it with an even lighter version. If you want to go contrast, it'll tell you what contrast you need. Start with an undercoat of Gray Sear, then apply Warp Lightning all over it. And then if you want to highlight it further, go with Moot Green, and boom, you're done. It's amazing, and it does that for every color
that they have.
Yeah, right. Every color they have is in this, and it keeps track of your inventory, all kinds of great stuff. So, yeah, this app is worthwhile.
It's
Citadel
free.
Color. It's free.
Yeah, it's $0 cost. Like, if it's free, it's for me, and it's worthwhile. But I just try to support. I have a game store that's literally right next door to my comic store, so that's where I get all my miniature stuff, and that's where I buy my
Nick, does Yancey Street do that? Do they do games and stuff?
They're doing a Magic night and a D&D night now, but they're not heavy into it. Right. They used to be, but like there was some drama there.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about nerds, but they love to cause some fucking drama.
Oh, you don't say.
I'll tell you guys off air, but this was like some serious shit.
Oh, I've seen it. I've been So in my 20s, I was like early 20s, like 19, 20. I was working. I worked at a machine shop. I was a pretty heavy drinker.
Christ, you're old.
Yeah, no shit.
100 years ago?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I would go into bars looking for fights, like literally looking to fight somebody. And that, it got to the point where it's like, I got to stop this shit.
Yeah, and then he just started beating up nerds at comic book shops.
No, so I started like in high
school. Quit going to bars. I need to beat people up elsewhere.
Yeah, like these guys can't be fronting. What's the worst that's going to happen? A paper cut.
Yeah.
But it got, it was like I enjoyed playing D&D in high school, and it was a good escape. So I'm like, I hit up my local game store and just started gaming again. And I think it partially saved my life because I was on a real fucking dark path, man.
Oh, dude, been there, man.
And
I hear that. Role playing is always.
You go to fucking rehab. Fucking, that'd be great. Dungeons and Dragons saved my life, man.
Just fucking
nerd out, dude. Vampire was my shit.
Fucking werewolf was my jam.
Oh,
obviously, and that it was right at that prime time where that World of Darkness shit was like just starting to take off, and it was like real early. Yeah. And it's like, I go to the game store. I'm like, oh, what games are you guys running that, you could, I could join in on? And they're like, oh, we have a vampire game. I'm like, vampire game? Like, what? What's that? Is that like D&D? And they're like, kind of. And they showed me the main book, and I was like, oh, wow, this is fucking kind of cool. Yeah. And I fell in love with that World of Darkness shit.
I got a Zamisi tattoo on my shoulder.
I have the Get of Fenris. Fenris on my forearm. Nice. People often mistake it for a swastika. I'm like, look, it's
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
The
I got a scammer messaging me on Instagram.
I can't imagine why they would think you have a swastika.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like a swastika to me. Oh,
dude,
no.
I've been
telling them motherfuckers to educate themselves. That's not even a swastika.
I've had people ask me if mine's a white supremacist tattoo, and there's a Chinese symbol in the middle of mine. I'm like, no.
He's like, no white supremacists will wear anything with a Chinese symbol.
I also have Thor's hammer on the other forearm, so people think I'm like a fucking biker or whatever. It's like, no, dude.
I'm a fucking. They're gonna be like, is that a communist symbol?
Right. No, dude, I'm just a fucking broken down old arborist. Fuck.
Yeah.
But I like that how you phrase that, an arborist. This is a tree technician.
Yes. No, but I mean, I try to support the small local stores, and if I have to pay a little more, for like you said, Sam, for a trade or whatever, I can go on Amazon and get it for $10. But if I'm paying $15 and I'm keeping this dude in business, and maybe like that fat, awkward 7th or 8th grader discovers comics and starts to love it and like feel better about himself and like have, maybe he doesn't have like a good dad in his picture and
just have like just an escape, an escape.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important, man.
It's super important.
You know what, Sam? I just saw that shit, Sam. They can go fuck themselves. $100. Go kiss my 110. Yeah. No, that shit. Sorry, go ahead.
Like you meet people, in your adult life who you could see like they'd never found that, and I feel like it ruins you, man. It ruins you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it stunts your imagination, and that's like something that's useful in like any job force that you're in. Like you need to be able to use your imagination. I feel like it's stunted for a lot of people. And I don't think it has to do with like your education. I think it's just like what are you
exposed to?
What are you exposed to, and what are you willing to kind of indulge in? And that's still important, man. I think it can't be overstated.
No. Like, I mean, it's
tights and flight superhero bullshit, but I think it has value.
Well, I think it's positive.
I'm glad.
Go ahead, Russ.
No, I was just saying, I'm glad you guys all have local comic shops and shit, dude. My local comic shop went out of business.
It's hard. It's a hard business, man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anyone that's really close by anymore. So
what's great is I've been going to my guy for 25 years.
Wow,
that's almost.
See, that's awesome that he's been
since 1995. Really cool. And he opened up in 94. What'd he say?
That's almost my whole life. He said that's almost my whole life.
It is.
I know.
I mean, little son bitch just turned 30 last year.
God damn.
But yeah, man, he opened up in 94, and I've been going to him since I moved back to Virginia in 95.
Yeah.
Been to him 25 years.
Shit, man, he opened up before the Clone Saga. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking cutthroat business. Same thing with the gaming business. You know, Magic keeps a lot of those places open.
Yeah, and it's like mine. Like they got. I think they do 40K, Matt. They do Magic, Pokemon. Another one close to me. They got like Yu-Gi-Oh and shit. Like so they find something to keep people in.
They do.
Right.
That's cool.
Mine does a whole bunch of different board games. They have a board game night.
Yeah. We do. They do that too.
That's a big thing now.
Board games on Wednesdays. They have every 2 weeks. They have Friday Night Magic tournaments, and in the alternating weeks they have Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments on Fridays.
Yep.
We do mini painting classes on Saturday. About once a month to once every 5-6 weeks.
You've gone to those too, right, Josh?
Well, I help. Like,
nice, man.
The store owner himself, he hosts it, but his brother and another friend of ours, they are the two main people to teach techniques. But I've been going to them long enough now that they have me help newcomers too.
Nice.
Yep.
So I help out, and it's just like I go up there, I tank my brushes and whatever piece I'm gonna paint, and I paint for free and just help people out. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
See, back in the day, like in my 20s and shit, I was really heavy into Magic, and I used to play at Star City Games in Roanoke, and they're like the biggest online Magic retailer in the world.
They are. Yep.
So yeah, we used to play tournament games there at Star City. It was pretty fucking dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I guess my point is, I don't know what my point is, but supporting these local businesses, keeping these kind of streams open, for kids who don't feel like they fit in, for kids to read these books and read these stories about these super heroic people fighting to do the right thing, and like you said, Sam, it's tights and flights bullshit. But at the end of the day, it's not really bullshit, because if my support of X comic book store keeps it open so that fat fucking 7th grader like I was,
who's lost,
right, who felt alone, who felt bullied and whatever, and can gain some kind of strength and positive reinforcement from these books, that's what my fear is if comics go away. That kid's gonna fall through the cracks.
Because I mean, a lot of us were raised by comics.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and it's like I think that's kind of your almost traditional comic book fan, especially during that Matt, like you said, that middle school time is the misfit, because every younger kid, every 5-year-old likes fucking Spider-Man and Batman and shit, But I think at that point in your life, that's when some kids are okay, they're really into sports and then, but then like you said, it's that those misfit kids. It's I think it even, it's you see certain things go on in the world and you say, this is not right. What's happening, and I should do something about it. Whether that's voting a certain way or becoming active in whatever way you want to. But I think. For a lot of that, and I don't know if this sounds silly or a stretch, but I think it comes from how you see your heroes act, And,
yes.
It's you think I fucking love Captain America, right? And it's some shit that you see in the world, he wouldn't stand for this, and I think things, I guess not my motivation now for why I do certain things or think certain ways, but
is it though? But is it?
That's where it started from. Is when I was a young kid and I say this group of people isn't treated right, and that's fucking wrong.
Right.
And I saw that in comic books from when I was 5.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think those stories are important, and it's important to, I was bullied a lot. My dad was in the picture, but my dad was always this non-violence, violence is never the answer kind of shit. And it's I was bullied pretty severely when I was a kid, to the point where people would spit on me, rip my fucking clothes every day. I was afraid to go to school.
They
and
I'd your read beard out back then.
Yes, they did. They fucking yanked on it and shit.
On my long ass beard in 6th grade.
And I was buying beers, ripping butts.
Yeah.
And it got to the point, you know, where I dreaded going to school. And I read I'd read these comics, and I'd be like, you know what? Would fucking Wolverine put up with this shit? Like, stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and Captain America is like, stand up for yourself. And like, it kind of gave me that little bit of a spark and push to be like, you know what? Like, I'm bigger than you are. I'm stronger than you are. And from all your fucking beatings, guess what? Now I'm tougher than you are. Mm-hmm. So that's dope. You just let the cat out of the bag. And I just think about that, you know, like I've gone to the different comic book stores and seen like a kid, you know, and bought him a comic. Like, hey, dude, he's like, oh, I don't have enough money for that. I was like, oh, you checking out this? Do you like it? He's like, oh, well, yeah, I like it. And I'm like, hey, man, like, throw this on my tab. You know, just like, and I know that seems fucking creepy. Like it kind of does, no, like saying it, but it's like I want you to find this thing that I feel like kind of changed my life, and I want you to have that. I don't want that to go away.
Yeah, and I think Nick.
I don't know, man. I was always trying to do the penance stare, you know, and I would just get hit. Yep. So you gotta be careful doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, look at my eyes, and mommy was like.
So that's what happened to the fish.
Sorry, go ahead.
You perfected the penance.
I know, right?
Killed it.
I made him kill himself. Fucking eyeballs popped out of his head.
The water started boiling.
No, but Nick, like we talk about like Stan Lee a lot. You know, like the Stan Lee soapbox and stuff like that. And he had a lot of messages like that. And those are things that, like, I think they're just, like, super important, like, good fucking lessons that, like, wherever you are politically, religiously, class-wise, like, these are just almost, like, unarguable truths, you know? Like, treat your fellow man well. Don't discriminate anyone. You know, it's just, like, these really valuable things, and those are the lessons that he weaved into the X-Men, you know, and just characters like that, and like they're my favorite comic book team of all time, and just like this under represented group and finding power in that and unity in that. I think that's just fucking cool, man.
Finding a family.
Yep. Like, yeah.
Finding a family that's not blood. You know what I mean?
Hey, that we all found out later in life with the realm.
Yeah, sure, man.
We're definitely, you know, tight and knit as fuck. And sometimes we fight and get mad at each other, and other times, you know, it's just like whatever, you know, spit back and forth. But at the end of the day, when we see each other, it's like, fuck, man, give me a hug. I hadn't seen you in so long. I'm so glad to see you. You know, we're brothers and sisters here, and I fucking love it. You know, this is my real life X-Men, so to speak.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just like group of misfits, man, that found some common ground, and then from that they built relationships and friendships and bonds. Man, I think that's super important stuff. And it's like I think as far as the industry is concerned, I feel like there's a ton of enthusiasm with these characters, but then it's like maybe just like the industry as a whole still might be in some type of trouble. You know, I don't know how
I think the industry's definitely in trouble. And look, my big gripe. So the Marvel movies were huge, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why not? If I'm Marvel, I'm like, okay, I'm getting a ton of money for these movies. Why don't I try to flip the script and, you know, have books? Like, if you come to the comic shop with a fucking ticket, you get a free book.
They like were whatever that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like it never took. It didn't. There was no like kind of cross promotion. You know what I mean? It was like kind of this is separate from that.
maybe they could, get promotional books that tie into the movie, print them up special,
right?
And to encourage ticket sales opening day first,
issues
so many people get this commemorative issue, but you got to go opening day to get it,
right?
Yeah, and I feel like that could be something.
Now, see, that would work.
I feel like a lot of times with kids, it's like they're not, and it's like, Russ, you've probably seen this with your own kids. They're not always as keen to something that you put them onto is something they discover for themselves,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I read a shit ton of comics, and I'm never like, hey guys, come read this comic with me.
Right.
I'm like deliberate with that, right? They see me doing it, and then they get curious about it, and then once they get into it, like my kids, they're playing in the fucking backyard the other day, and Eli's just he's just being weird, I'm like, what do you? I said, and
was he yelling penis at people that were passing by?
He was not, thank God. But it's like whenever he's doing that, I was thinking, Eli, who are you? And he tells me what character he's being.
Great, dude.
That's awesome.
He said he's the Batman who laughs. From Dark Knight's Metal. So it's like,
oh Jesus.
Yeah, so it's like they're like, I'll be reading it, and then I look and they're both on either side over my shoulder, and I think
that's
awesome.
I
love it. Sam's raising a little serial killer. It's great.
Yeah, but it's like my parents let me watch Heat when I was a kid. Yeah. So it's like whatever.
Yeah. Cal, last night I was trying to let Cal watch Nightmare on Elm Street. He fucking quit halfway through. He's like, this shit is boring.
Really?
It's not scary.
Oh man, I was terrified of them.
The first one scared the shit out of me, man.
Yeah,
that's
the one I was showing.
I don't know, but that one got me. Yeah, I guess. Well, my kids weren't. It didn't really scare my kids either. I think they thought he was humorous too much.
I think he's more.
I was frightening as shit. And they're like,
I think he's more of a Jason and Michael Myers type fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. And that's good. Freddy does talk a lot of shit, even though in the first one he didn't talk nowhere near as much as he does later on. But he still did talk some shit, though. I'm your boyfriend now.
But the scary thing about Freddy was I had bad nightmares as a kid, and I still have terrible nightmares. The scary part was that's where he fucking got you. You know what I mean? And you can't not sleep. You know what I? That's what.
Yeah,
and as a little kid, you got to go to sleep at some point. I don't have to go to the camp and have sex or smoke a joint, but I do have to fall asleep.
Yeah. How often would you guys say you have nightmares? Just since we're talking about Freddy and nightmares,
every night.
I don't know, probably a couple times a week.
A few times a month. But the only dreams I remember are nightmares. I don't remember any good dreams.
I've only had one good dream. I've only had one good dream that I can remember in the past 20 years.
Wow.
But I have nightmares nightly, and sometimes several a night.
Yep.
And my nightmares have fucking sequels.
Yep.
They are direct continuations of prior nightmares.
Yep. I get that
shit too.
It's happened before, but not on a constant.
Oh, this happens a couple times. This happens to me every week.
Really?
Yeah, every night.
That's wild, dude.
I have nightmares. And I'll have nightmares where I'll have a nightmare and I think I woke up and I'll I got to go to the bathroom. And then whatever issue, I turn the light on and both my girls are fucking in the bathroom with their throats cut. It's like, what? And then I wake up for real, I think. And it's gone to a third incident of that before.
Oh my God. Jesus. You're like a walking, talking, fucking third wall breaking motherfucker. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can recall a nightmare where that happened 3 times, and on the 4th time I literally bit the inside of my mouth to taste blood, and I was like, okay, I'm really awake now, and I'm not going back to sleep tonight. It's 2 in the morning.
I've never had that happen to me. Where I've never woke up and was still dreaming. I've never, whenever I see that shit in the fucking, and whenever I used to watch this shit in the movies, Like,
dude, it's wild.
Go, get the fuck out of here. That doesn't happen.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, you're the first person I've ever heard tell me it happened to.
It's fucking terrifying.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's not sleepwalk.
No, I don't sleep. I don't sleepwalk, but I do. Like Josh said, I can wake up from a nightmare and like wake up and be fully awake, have some water, like walk around for like just because I'm in a fucking like my heart is pounding and whatever. And I go back to bed and I fall right back where I fucking left off, in that nightmare. It's like, thank you. Awesome. Fucking great.
Mine will do that. Or then mine will be like, say I don't remember them for a night or two. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, remember this one that really fucked with you hard on Sunday? Yeah.
I'm back.
Guess what, motherfucker? Cast of Characters is back again.
I wish I could do that. Sometimes
that's crazy.
I like have one of them fire ass sex dreams.
I know, right?
I'm like, oh, please go back to sleep.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know what though?
Man. Like I did.
Before the problem was though, before I had my leg amputated, I would sleepwalk too.
Oh,
so
geez.
I would, And the worst thing that ever happened to me when I was sleepwalking, I woke up one night in nothing but a pair of tennis shoes. Wasn't even shirt cocking it, just tennis shoes. And my car keys in my car.
With a hard dick?
No, it was fucking cold outside. It was like October.
Wow, man.
But I woke up with nothing but a pair of tennis shoes on with the keys sitting in the driver's seat of my car. And trying to crank it.
So, like now, what do you doing now? Sleep raw? I mean, what do you like?
I have.
That's fucking wild, dude.
I've woken up in the kitchen. I've woken up in the bathroom. I've woken up here in this hobby room.
Wow.
You're like, what the fuck? Oh man.
Well, people say that shit about.
Oh no.
Ambien,
that's what started it for me. Wasn't Ambien, but Lunesta. I was on that shit, and that shit made me hallucinate. I woke up one night and I thought I was taking a piss, and I was pissing all over everything in the fucking closet.
Misty thought
it was funny as hell, but the thing was, she was 7 months pregnant with Madison at the time. And it terrified me. I said, what if I had been dreaming that I was making a fucking sub and I went to cut that motherfucker in half and I had just cut you open? I said, I cold quit that shit right then and there. And I told my doctor, I was like, I'm not taking this shit no more.
That's fucked up, man.
I was hallucinating and acting out my dreams.
I've definitely
never done that before. That's wild.
Or maybe I'm just drunk.
I've got a crazy story.
Oh God, I want to hear this.
Here it is. Guys. Hey, remember we joked earlier, masterpiece therapy piece.
Dude, I can't wait to read the book of grammar when he puts it out.
Yeah. All right. So I was about
the book of grammar.
I was about 14, and I was probably about 5'8". Well, we had this kid at the CBT that was about 6'4". His name was Jason.
Lowry? Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, that motherfucker. No, so this motherfucker was gangly and had like no coordination. We had to play basketball every day, and every day.
It's definitely not Jason Lowry.
Every day, this stupid motherfucker would come down with an elbow and hit me in the mouth, and I was getting blood drawn because he'd elbow me in the mouth, and my lip would go in my teeth and tear my lip. So finally, one day, I said, "Look, I've been really nice about it. Please fucking watch what you're doing. Please don't come down and hit me with another elbow or there's going to be a problem." So he looks at me and he's like, yeah, whatever, trying to act tough. And so I was like, okay, cool. So we go down, fucking hit the shot, come back. I go for the rebound. He goes up for the rebound and he fucking whacks me in the mouth with his elbow. Well, the thing that nobody realized, because nobody realized this at the time, was it was the early 90s, and it was the beginning.
And you stood up Tiki Barber?
I did, also. But
not at this point yet. He was only 14.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, Nick.
It's all right, bro. Prozac had just come out.
Oh.
So what Prozac can do is heighten your rage to homicidal limits. Well, after I told this guy 3 times in one game to fucking watch his elbows, he came down and cracked me, and I was bleeding again. So I just tore off after him, and I choked him. I just grabbed him by the throat with one hand and just fucking squeezed until they dragged me off him. And I've never felt that way before or since. They switched me off Prozac, and I've never had a problem like that again.
Dude, a lot of those medications, like, they really fuck you up. I know a dude who was multiple time deployed Marine in Afghanistan, like, saw some shit. And he was trying to quit smoking butts, so he did that. Chantix, yeah. So I worked with him for a couple of weeks. You know, this was my tree crewing days, and we were on the same crew one day, and it was like 2 months later. He's like, I'm like, oh, I saw he was smoking again. I was like, oh, dude, the Chantix didn't work out. He's like, fuck that shit. He's like, I had nightmares that you wouldn't believe, and I couldn't tell what was fucking real anymore and what wasn't. And he's like, I would wake up crying. I would, and this is like a fucking, like, a tough dude, and that shit fucking, he's like, nope. He's like, I'll get fucking lung cancer before I go back on that shit.
Dude, what they don't tell you about that is it is the same exact active ingredient as Zoloft.
That's what I'm on. I'm on the max dosage of that shit.
Yeah.
They just started me on Abilify a couple of weeks ago too, and I'm still adjusting to have that in tangent with the Zoloft.
It's a battle.
Man. I'm sometimes the past 3 days are the best I felt in months.
I'm glad to hear that, brother.
Well, I've been struggling with my mental health badly.
I think not to minimize what you're going through, but it's been a fucking struggle for everybody, man.
Well, this whole, self-isolation, shelter-in-place quarantine shit hasn't made it any easier.
No.
Like, literally, the last day I left the house was March the fucking 7th, with the exception of the day we moved. So I've not been out of the house in 5 fucking months.
Jesus.
Dude, you need to get some air.
This is outside all day. But I mean, like, leaving and going anywhere.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
I've not been anywhere. It's just like, fuck, I'm claustrophobic. I can't do a mask, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite and go somewhere without one, because that would make me the world's biggest hypocrite. I'm not that.
Yeah.
It's just, but yeah, it's getting to me.
Yep.
It's getting to me, but I mean, there's other shit too. I've had some dark days. There's some really dark days.
Same, brother. Same. It's
this weekend I felt good, and that's part of the reason. Like, Friday is the first time I felt so good in so long. And when the shit fucked up with the show, and I was so angry at myself over it, and I was like, I don't want us to miss a show this weekend just because I'm having some tech issues. We'll do a makeup show, and that's why we're here tonight, because we just didn't want to, not give content to everybody.
Mm.
And now here I am pouring out personal shit.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I don't know.
Like, we never, like, if you have an internet issue like Friday, like, I just wanted you to know, none of us on the cast are like upset about that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I would do this every Friday even if we never went live. You know what I mean?
Right.
I know. I just felt bad,
Yeah, and it's like on the same hand, I know there are people that, every Friday look forward to watching it.
There's like 3 of them out there, man, and I want to be there for those 3 people.
For you 3 guys, man, we're here for you.
For you 3 hardcores.
Yeah,
that's all right.
But
hey,
like, anytime anything has ever come up, I've always told these guys, real life comes first.
Yeah, no, it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Like I can definitely sense, like, the, just, I know you guys bust on each other, and it's funny as fuck, but there's a real like love there, that's pretty fucking evident, like a real brotherhood.
So fucking
Shut up, Russ.
Nah, bullshit. Fuck you. I hate these motherfuckers.
We don't care how many
motherfucker.
Look, we don't care how many back alley blowjobs Russ has to make on a weekly basis to pay his dues to appear on the show. We love him just the same.
Dude,
I chipped a tooth the other night. It was rough.
Yeah.
We had to buy him knee pads because his knees were getting scarred up and chalky and shit.
I know, dude. It was rough, man. Lots of skin knees, and it's rough to walk, man. You know.
No. In all seriousness, his herpes outbreaks aren't that bad. But in all seriousness, you're right, man.
I got medicine.
He stole it off some kid.
I got cream.
All right, we're gonna.
There you are with that word again.
We're gonna let Josh have the last point, and then we'll go do it unbroadcasted.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, it's like you said, Matt. Like we bust on each other a lot, but there's not one of these cats that I can't go to with anything.
Right.
And there's not one of them that can't come to me with anything. And it's like we really do have that, and it's important to us. And to see that people get that and see that
absolutely,
that's pretty awesome.
No, it's pretty evident. It's pretty evident, even
like what we're doing is working, because I mean we do have shows where like we don't cover a topic, like we just shoot the shit. And I think if we didn't have that camaraderie, we wouldn't be able to carry a show unless we were like stacked with topics,
Right.
Yeah.
Those are some of our best shows, dude.
Yeah.
They're certainly some of the most fun.
Absolutely. I think they're great, dude. Shit.
But yeah.
Oh my god. So
this show.
All right. So
I love doing it. Doing it, and I love the friends I've made.
Dude. I'm glad
doing it. Love the people that I've met through it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's rewarding.
It's my therapy, man. It helps me get over the
absolutely.
Rough.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it.
You all.
There are nights we need this shit.
No, I hear you. I get that.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree with that.
I get that.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you say you want to do it on broadcasting for a little bit?
Yeah, why not?
I can hang for a little while, but then I gotta.
I'm around, man.
All right.
All right. Peace. Here's the credits, and we'll get you guys a link.
All right.
Take care. Peace, love, and
all right, guys.
All right. Later, guys. Have a good night. All right. I'm going to. I'll be back.
Yeah.